Hello, Wellness Warriors. Welcome back to another episode of the Wellness Inspired Podcast, a place where you can find inspiration, motivation, and empowerment in the pursuit of a wellness lifestyle. I'm your host, Sherry Davidson. I'm a wellness coach, acupuncturist, trail runner, and former interior designer in Houston, Texas. And I am deeply passionate about health and well-being. And as always, I'm here with my co-host, Finn. And if you're new to the podcast, Finn is my terrier mix rescue dog, trail runner, and loyal companion. He is also a therapy dog and greeter at Element 5 Acupuncture and Wellness. And today we are diving into a topic that hits home for so many of us, change, particularly when it comes to our health and wellness. Did you know, even when faced with life or death consequences, only 1 in 7 heart patients are able to successfully change their habits? This statistic highlights just how challenging it can be to make lasting changes, even when our health is on the line. In this episode, we'll explore why change is so difficult, especially when it comes to adopting healthier habits. We'll also share practical strategies and help you overcome the obstacles that stand in your way. So whether you're looking to start a new fitness routine, improve your diet, or embrace a more holistic lifestyle, this episode is for you. But before we get started today, I have some great news to share with you. For all those avid listeners who've tuned into the podcast over the past year, you have likely caught wind of the Wellness River Cruise. Well, friends, the moment has arrived. Mark your calendars for April the 20th, 2025, as we set sail on an unforgettable 7-night cruise along the Danube River. We will traverse the picturesque landscape of Austria, Germany, Hungary, and Slovakia. Prepare for many active sightseeing adventures, including invigorating hikes, scenic bike rides, and even a few brisk runs, maybe. Alongside these activities, indulge in the serenity of yoga sessions, engage in enlightening wellness discussions, and savor the flavors of locally sourced cuisine. Excitement is already brewing as several enthusiasts have secured their spots. For those intrigued, I'll put the link in the show notes. And if you're certain this Wellness Riverboat cruise is calling your name, waste no time in securing your place on board. Riverboat cruises tend to fill up rapidly, which is why we shifted the dates to next year instead of this year. So don't think about it too long. Seize the opportunity while you can. And if you're just curious and you want to learn more, in episode 63 and 64, A Journey of Wellness and Wonder on the Danube with Amel Waterways, I had the pleasure of having Laurie, a representative from Amel Waterways, and Tami, a seasoned travel concierge, on the podcast to discuss the full river cruise experience. So feel free to check out those episodes for more information. Now, this all has to happen quickly. There are only 129 cabins on the boat, and they will sell out quickly. So if you're interested, I recommend you putting your deposit down. It's not a lot to hold your spot. Okay, let's dive into today's episode of the Wellness Inspired Podcast. Change. We all grapple with change. So I thought it would be really cool to dive into why change can be so difficult, especially when it comes to our health and wellness. Now, this can apply to any area of your life, but for our purpose here on the Wellness Inspired Podcast, we are going to specifically talk about why change can be so difficult when it comes to our health and wellness. Change is a fundamental part of life, and it holds immense power. Throughout history, the power of change has shaped societies, driven innovation, and transformed lives. Heraclitus famously noted, "Change is the only constant in life," highlighting that adaptability is essential for growth. Albert Einstein linked adaptability to intelligence, asserting that the measure of intelligence is the ability to change. Winston Churchill, he emphasized the importance of continual improvement, stating, "To improve is to change. To be perfect is to change often." Even Charles Darwin, whose work revolutionized our understanding of life, emphasized that it is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. These influential figures understood that embracing change is a necessity and a pathway to progress, survival, and excellence. And their wisdom continues to inspire us to face the challenges of change with courage and optimism, knowing that it is through change that we unlock our greatest potential. We all know that making positive changes in our health and wellness is crucial, but why? Why is it so often so hard to do? Whether it's adopting a new exercise routine, altering our diet, or embracing a holistic lifestyle, change can feel like an uphill battle. So in today's episode, we're going to explore the psychological and emotional barriers that make change challenging and discuss strategies to overcome these hurdles. So this is a broad topic, and we're only scratching the surface here today, but we'll continue to dive into the subject of change because we all know change is hard. So let's first talk about the psychology behind change. You see, our brains are wired to favor routine and the familiar. This is a survival mechanism. Predictability helps us conserve energy and avoid potential threats. So when we try to change a habit, we are essentially going against our brain's natural inclination to stick to the status quo. This is why even the thought of change can trigger anxiety and resistance. I'll give you an example. So if you've been accustomed to a sedentary lifestyle, the idea of starting a new exercise regimen might feel overwhelming. Your brain associates your current habits with safety and comfort, making the shift to a more active lifestyle seem daunting. In other words, your old you wants to keep you safe and comfy, while the new you is calling you forward to be your best. Now, let's consider the emotional barriers. Again, we're just scratching the surface here, but let's consider the emotional barriers. Change often brings up feelings of fear and uncertainty. How many of you have experienced that? We might fear failure, worry about the opinions of others, or even doubt our own abilities. These emotions can create a significant roadblock on our path to wellness. So think about the times you've set a goal to eat healthier or reduce stress. Did you ever feel anxious, wondering if you could stick to it? Or perhaps you felt discouraged by past attempts that didn't go as planned. These emotional responses are natural, but can be managed with the right strategies. Now, you might be wondering, how do we overcome these psychological and emotional barriers? Well, here are some strategies, some quick strategies that can help. One, you want to start small. So breaking down your goals into smaller, manageable steps instead of overhauling your entire diet. Start by incorporating one healthy meal a day. Small changes are less intimidating and can build momentum over time. Another way is to find your why. Understanding your motivation can provide the drive needed to push through resistance. So ask yourself, why do you want to make this change? Is it to feel more energetic, improve your health, or set a positive example for your family? Write your why down and put it somewhere where you see it every day, because keeping your why at the forefront can keep you motivated. Another strategy is to surround yourself with a supportive community. So whether it's a wellness coach, a friend, or a group with similar goals, having a support system can provide encouragement and accountability, as well as if you're having any struggles, you can talk them out with your people. Another strategy is to be kind to yourself. This is a big one. We tend to be overcritical. I am number one for this, but we tend to be overcritical of ourselves. So practicing self-compassion, being kind to yourself, understand that setbacks are part of the journey. Instead of viewing them as failures, see them as opportunities to learn and grow. This is a learning mindset instead of a performative mindset. And I will do an episode on a learning mindset because I think it's a great mindset shift, because most of us are operating from a performative mindset and not many people really respond to that. Okay, so last one is visualization. Visualize success. This can be a powerful tool. So spend a few minutes each day picturing yourself successfully making the change. Imagine how you feel and the benefits you'll enjoy. This can create a positive mindset along with your learning mindset and reinforce your commitment. And I really think visualization is so important. Your brain does not know the difference. So visualize, visualize, visualize. Okay, what I'd like to do now is give you a real life application. I think this helps so much in understanding how this can play out into your life. It's nice to be able to bring these strategies to life. Okay, so let me tell you a story about someone who successfully navigated the challenge of change. And we're going to call her Sarah. Sarah was a busy professional who found herself constantly tired and stressed. She knew she needed to make change, but she felt stuck in her routine of poor eating habits and a sedentary lifestyle. Her demanding job left her little time for self-care, and she often turned to convenience foods and skipped exercise. The turning point in Sarah, it came during a routine checkup. Her doctor expressed concern about her high blood pressure and her weight, and this was a wake-up call for Sarah. And she realized she needed to take action for her health and her future well-being. So starting small, this was key for Sarah. She began making minor adjustments to her diet, such as swapping sugary snacks for fruits and vegetables. She also started incorporating short walks during her lunch breaks. These small, manageable changes helped Sarah build confidence and establish healthier habits without feeling overwhelmed. Because remember, your brain wants to keep you safe and comfortable. Thank you, brain, but we must grow and move forward. Sarah also found support through an online wellness community, and it was here that she connected with others who had similar goals. So this group provided encouragement. They shared tips. They celebrated each other's successes. How nice is that? Also, Sarah turned her evening walks into a family activity, creating a fun bonding experience for them. Now, despite her progress, which she did have progress, Sarah faced setbacks along the way. We always do. There were days when she slipped up or felt too tired to exercise, but she practiced self-compassion and reminded herself that setbacks are part of the journey. Instead of getting discouraged, she focused on the progress she had made and continued to move forward, to keep marching forward to her goals. And over time, the changes Sarah made had a profound impact on her life. She did exactly what she set out to accomplish. She gained more energy, she lowered her blood pressure, and she lost weight. So beyond the physical benefits, Sarah felt more confident and positive about her future. And with a cherry on the top, Sarah discovered a new passion for yoga, which greatly and continued to benefit her mental and physical health. Now, Sarah's story, I believe, illustrates that while change is challenging, it is absolutely possible with the right things in place. Things like determination, support, and the right mindset. So by starting small, staying motivated, seeking support, and practicing self-compassion, which is a very important piece to all of this, Sarah successfully transformed her health and wellness. Her journey is a testament to the power of gradual, sustainable change and the incredible impact it can have on your life. All right, well, we're going to wrap this episode up. So remember, change doesn't happen overnight. It is a gradual process that requires patience and perseverance. By understanding the barriers and equipping yourself with effective strategies, you can make meaningful changes in your health and wellness and live a more vital life. Okay, that's a wrap. Until next time, stay inspired, stay well, and keep embracing change. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to the podcast and share with your family and friends. You can also give me a rating and review wherever you listen to your podcast. It helps others find me as well. To get updates on new episodes and wellness inspiration in your inbox, please join the Wellness Inspired community. Go to thewellnessinspiredpodcast.com to sign up. I'll put the link to the website in the show notes so you can click and join. Also, there's a Facebook community at The Wellness Inspired, and you can follow me on Instagram at wellness_inspired. If you're in the Houston area or just visiting and interested in our services, acupuncture, herbal medicine, cupping, zen shiatsu, or dry needling therapy, contact us. You can find out more on our website at element5om.com. That's element5, the number 5om.com. And again, I'll put the link in the show notes. If you're interested in health and wellness coaching, we can connect in the clinic or on Zoom. Reach out to us and we'll get you on the schedule. And as always, I would love to hear your feedback. I am dedicated to bringing you great content that is inspiring and informative with an artsy, fun, edgy spin. Thank you so much for listening. We'll meet here again next time. And remember, never stop exploring, learning, loving, and being you. Bye.